Good.
All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our monthly call called Health, Wealth, and Happiness. I am Hillary Granite. I'm a physical therapist and a mom of twin 6-year-old boys, and I've been part of the Juice Plus company for about 3.5 years. I am super excited about this call. You're going to hear some great stories today from real people, real stories, and we're going to be talking about how we are creating some flexibility in our life and creating an impact, and how we've been able to find greater purpose of what we do and been able to say yes to more. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. As with any good business, it's all about a good product. So I'm going to turn it right over to my business partner and good friend, Allison, who's going to share her product story a little bit and about our amazing products. So go ahead, Allison.
Thank you, Hillary. Hey guys, my name is Allison. I have been in with the Juice Plus company for a little over 2 years now. I have 2 children, a 13 and a 14-year-old, and a lovely husband. And I'm super excited to be able to talk about the products, because I think I can speak for all of us on the call that are with this company that we joined this business because it's based around some amazing products that actually work. And they've made such a huge impact on our own lives and the lives of our friends and family that it has become a huge passion for all of us, and we're really excited to share it with you. So our products are super simple. These are our products here. Again, it's called Juice Plus, and Juice Plus is just simply fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. And you can see they're in a capsule here. They look like a supplement, but they are not a supplement. They are actually real food. If you open the bottles, they actually smell like food. This is the berry one. It actually smells like berries when you open it. It actually smells really yummy. But these come with a nutrition label, so you can see here. So the supplements that you might be used to taking, like your multivitamin, they'll come with a supplement label or a vitamin label. These actually come with a nutrition label. Just like if you were to go to a grocery store and you were to buy a bag of frozen broccoli, you would look at the back of the bag and it would have this nutrition label. So it actually is real food, and it's just like juicing, but without the mess, which is what we love. Now, these have, with these 3 bottles, there's 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries in these capsules. But they don't replace fruits and vegetables. So I want to make that clear to everybody. We know what we do eat during the day, and we know what we're supposed to eat. And so what Juice Plus does is they actually bridge the gap between those two, and they help get in that extra nutrition every day, which we absolutely love. So I think it's important to just talk about how Juice Plus is made, because I think we're all familiar with the term farm to table, and we like to call this farm to capsule because that's actually what it really is. So what we do is there are fruits and vegetables that are actually grown at, the company works with small to mid-sized farms, and the fruits and vegetables are actually grown to their peak of ripeness. They're all non-GMO, and they are picked at their peak of ripeness. So if you think of some, fruits and vegetables you get in a grocery store, you go to the grocery store and you're buying something that was picked before it was ripe. It kind of makes its way onto a truck, and then maybe onto a plane, and then it makes its way to the grocery store, and then you're getting it, and it's actually losing a lot of the nutrients during that time. So what we're able to do is we're able to pick these fruits and vegetables at their peak, bring them right over to the facility where they're actually just pulverized down to a liquid. They take the whole rind, the peel, the stems, the seeds, everything, and pulverize it down, and then they dry that at a really low temperature, which allows it to not destroy the nutrients, but maintain all of those nutrients in there, and then to put them right into these capsules, which we have here. It's kind of like drinking 3 cold pressed juices, which, if you can imagine what that would do to your body every day, if you're fueling your body with 30 different fruits and vegetables, those vegetables and fruits working in unison in your body can do really amazing things. I've been on the product myself for about 2 years, and for me, the first thing I noticed was my energy. I was a chronic snoozer growing up, and actually up until recently, I was a chronic snoozer. And after having these, I wake up before my alarm every single morning. For me, I also noticed after being on the product for 2 years, my cholesterol went down 40 points. I was sick all the time before. I get colds every once in a while, but I haven't been on antibiotics for, in over 2 years. And just recently, which is actually the coolest thing, is I was able to get off of my high blood pressure medication, which I had been on for 8 years. So that was just, for me, an amazing thing. Just a few more things about the product. So these are 100% vegan. Even the capsules in it are vegan. They are gluten-free, dairy-free, non-GMO, and they're actually 100% bioavailable. So what that means is when you eat Juice Plus, that goes straight into your bloodstream to do all the amazing things that it's supposed to do for you. So if you're used to having a multivitamin, every day, you might notice that you take the multivitamin and then you go to the bathroom and then you pee a lot of it out, right? You have that fluorescent pee, we call it disco pee. That actually means your body is not absorbing all of the nutrients that you're taking in that multivitamin. So when you take Juice Plus every day, your body is actually absorbing everything and you don't get that disco pee that you might be used to seeing. Juice Plus is also NSF certified, and for those of you that are not familiar with an NSF certification, it's actually better than organic. So something that's organic, they're actually allowed a certain percentage of pesticides and chemicals in the product. When something is NSF certified, what happens is it goes through multiple rigorous testing and 0 contaminants are allowed in the product. So you can be rest assured that what you see on the ingredient label is actually in the product, and what's in the product is actually on the ingredient label and nothing more. Juice Plus is also the most researched product of its kind and published in 35 medical journals, which I think is so cool. What I love personally, my number one thing that I love about Juice Plus is actually the whole family can take it. So it's not just for adults, kids can take it, pregnant moms, nursing moms, elderly people can take it. It's really safe for anybody because it is just food. You'll notice on the labels, there's no warning labels. You can't overdose on fruits and vegetables, so we don't have any warning labels on here. And for our kids, we actually also have these amazing chewables. So the chewables are actually the same as the capsules. It's the same fruits and vegetables inside the capsules, and they add a vegan gelatin to just make it into a chewable form. They are super yummy. I like to have them as a little after dinner snack every once in a while if you have that little sweet tooth. And what's so fantastic for our kids is the company is undergoing a children's health study where they're finding children that eat Juice Plus every day. They find they're having less doctor visits. They're getting sick less. They're craving more fruits and vegetables. More water, and they're actually becoming more aware of their health, their overall health every day. I know for my kids got on the product the same time that my husband and I did. And my son, who grew up constipated his entire life, always had trouble going to the bathroom. After being on the product for about 2 months, he was finally regular. He actually didn't understand why he was pooping so much because he wasn't used to it. But it was actually, I had to explain to him that this was normal and everybody needed to poop every single day. So that was an amazing thing for him. It's made a difference in my daughter's energy. And then for them to they haven't been on antibiotics either in the past 2 years. So they've had little what we call Juice Plus colds every once in a while, but no antibiotics for any of us. So they've been able to, during school the past few years, we've had the flu, the stomach bugs, strep, all of that going around. And we've been able to dodge all of that, which has just been absolutely amazing. So our next product is our Omegas. This is a newer product. It's been out for about a year and a half. Oh, actually almost 2 years now. This product has almost been out. And these are vegan omegas. So they're actually plant-based omegas. You might be used to having an omega-3, which is a fish oil. So the omegas come from the fish. Omegas actually come from algae. So fish get their omegas from algae. So what Juice Plus did is they went straight to the source. They cut out that middle fish, and they got their omegas straight from the algae, along with things like pomegranate seed oil, tomato seed oil, buckthorn seed, and this is a full spectrum omega. So you get your 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 all in this one bottle here. Great for skin, for brain health, and all sorts of amazing things. So I love these, and my whole family is on those also. The next thing I want to talk about is our complete powder. So I absolutely love these powders. We call them complete because it actually can be a complete meal. These are filled with more amazing fruits and vegetables and superfoods, things like mushroom powder and pomegranate powder. And they just taste amazing. So again, you can use this as a full meal replacement. You can use it as a snack. They come in chocolate and vanilla. They are gluten-free, dairy-free. They are also vegan, and they are low glycemic. So they're actually safe for diabetics, which is just awesome. And we not only use these as delicious smoothies, we have them for breakfast, but we also use them to make really yummy snacks and puddings and all sorts of great stuff in there. So that is our complete powder. And then the last thing I just want to talk about is our Tower Garden. I can pull out a picture here for you, our Tower Garden here. I wish I could take my computer outside and show you guys my Tower Garden because it is absolutely amazing. So it's an aeroponic garden. Uses absolutely no dirt. It uses something called rock wool, where you grow the seeds in the rock wool, and then you put it into this garden here. And it uses about 90% less water than your normal regular garden. Again, there's no dirt, there's no mess, and they are super easy to grow and so fun. So you can grow these outside. I have mine outside right now for the summer. I'm growing things like tomatoes and cucumbers, lots of different herbs and kale. And then we bring it in during the winter and we grow inside all year round. They come with these amazing grow lights. And so during the winter, I'm growing non-GMO vegetables right downstairs, in my house. So we grow kale and lettuces and Swiss chard and all of these great things. So I absolutely love the Tower Garden. So I'm just super grateful that these products fell into my life a few years ago. Again, we've been on it now for a little bit over 2 years. At the time, I was actually eating healthy and eating clean, but I knew I needed a health upgrade. And I didn't have any energy. My kids were sick all the time. I was sick all the time. So Juice Plus for me just made sense. And it really has been an amazing addition into my life and my family's life. So I'm super grateful for that. And that's it for me. So I'm actually going to pass it over to Stacy, and she's going to share her product story with us.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? I'm having issues on my end with interference, so that's why I've been moving around, so I apologize for that. So my name is Stacy King, and I'm a physical therapist, and I have my own practice in Potomac, Maryland. And now I feel like I need to say, yes, that Potomac, like where the Potomac Housewives are from, but no, I'm not a part of that. But anyway, so how I got started with the product was, I have to admit that I was a Facebook stalker. I was kind of following what Hillary was doing online, and I was just too cool to ask her and call her up. So I did all this research, and I couldn't really figure out what this was that was going on. She kept writing about this 10-day clean eating program. So I finally worked up the courage when this big event was about to happen in my son's life with his bar mitzvah, and I was looking for something to lose the last couple of pounds, to feel better, to look better, get rid of the gassy bloatiness, have more energy. And so I finally reached out, and I'm so glad I did. So what happened was I started the program and brought my husband along with me for the ride, because fortunately whatever I do, he does, as long as I'm prepping for it. And we started the shred. And after about 10 days, I noticed, almost immediately that I had more energy. I was getting more out of my workouts. My stomach stopped hurting. Some of my headaches went away. I was a collegiate gymnast, and I noticed that I was able to run faster on the treadmill when I couldn't have done that before without something feeling like it was going to give out. And so that, the program ended 10 days before his bar mitzvah. So my husband and I continued on for another 10 days. So we ended up doing it for a total of 20 days. And, the kicker with what I love about it is by the end of that, and by the time we got to the party, I had not only lost the weight and then some from where I thought I needed to, but people started to notice, and we got tons of compliments about, what are you doing? What have you been up to? And it became a natural share for me. And so I immediately started sharing the product. And what Hillary had actually said to me at the beginning was, I was buying enough and doing enough that you should just join the business and you can figure it out later, because if you love the product as much as I do, you're going to want to learn more. And I'm glad she signed me up on the spot without me even doing any research whatsoever. So the bar mitzvah came and went. I started doing a little bit of research, and then I found that this was a product I could really stand behind, not only for my family and not because Hillary told me and I 100% trust her and everything she does. She's like a mentor to me, but also because it's something that has so much research behind it that I feel comfortable sharing that with my patients as a way to decrease inflammation and to help with their healing process. And so for me, the whole thing started with the shred. It's been a great journey ever since, and I will never turn back. So I'm going to take that story. I'm going to end it there, and I'm going to pass it on to who's going next. Now I can't remember who's going next.
So we're going to pass it on to Jen. Thank you so much for sharing, Stacy. That's a great story. So Jen, let's hear your story.
Hi, everybody. I am Jen. I live in Sacramento, and my introduction to Juice Plus came about a year ago when I met my friend Becky, who had this amazing vitamin something. So at that time, I had been a personal trainer for about 8 years, and I had terrible eating habits myself, and I really needed something better, something more to offer my clients than just don't eat crap or try paleo or try this or try that. I have never been a fan of supplements or energy drinks or the protein powders. Because it just never sat right with my philosophy of being a natural, eating natural foods and whole foods. So I discovered this product, which promised me all of the fruits and vegetables that I would need in the day to supplement those that I wasn't eating. And it was just a pretty big light bulb that went off. The more that I researched about the product, the more comfortable I got. So I started taking the product about 9 months ago. It was a while before I started taking it myself, but I found that just by adding those micronutrients, my skin got better. The haze of being a new mom kind of cleared away. And I just noticed a source of energy that I didn't quite understand that I loved. So with all of the published studies about it, I could be really comfortable in offering this to my clients and to also my family. My 2 little girls have been taking it on and off. You know how consistent little kids are. But they haven't been to the doctor in more than a year with everything that goes around the schools. We haven't had a snotty nose. We haven't had a trip to the doctor or throat issues in a while. So it's really exciting for me. And I'm really, really excited to be able to offer this to my clients to help everybody feel better. And that's my story. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jen. I love hearing that you've had so many benefits and your kids and that you're able to recommend it to your clients. It's great. All right, so I'm going to actually just switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to talk about the business side. Just let me get organized here. All right. And so as I told you guys already, I'm a physical therapist, and I came into the business first because I love the products and was also seeing great benefits between my kids and myself not getting sick. You've already heard a lot of great product stories already, so that was why I entered the business. But I decided to say yes to the business because as a physical therapist, I only get paid when I see patients. And if I'm not seeing patients, I don't get paid. And so I was looking for a way to make some passive income and not trade dollars for hours as I do every day as a physical therapist. And even though I own my own practice, I still have all the expenses and overhead and everything I need to cover. So if I wanted to take time off to go on vacation or to take time off and go to a school function for my kids or to spend time with my kids, I wasn't going to get paid. So Juice Plus has been this great side business, side hustle for me, that I'm able to do it in stolen moments. I can do it at night when my kids go to bed. I can do it if a patient cancels during the day. And it's been this great way to make some passive income. And now I think of it as an asset that I'm building over time that will eventually pay me forever. So, a lot of people think that we need to work really hard and put in long hours to be successful. And I was actually brought up that way. But instead of working so hard, we're actually going to show you a way to work smarter, not harder. So as I said, the products made immediate sense to me. But even though they made sense to me, I still had a lot of questions and skepticism around the business at first. And I'm sure some of you do as well who are listening to this call tonight. So I just want to share with you how the business works. And I want to show you a a triangle of a normal business structure. So let's see, hold on one second. All right. All right. So a normal, can you guys still hear me? Okay. So a normal structure of a traditional business is the shape of a triangle or a pyramid. And what you have at the top is the CEO. And then underneath the CEO, you have a bunch of layers. So you have like the presidents, the VPs, the senior managers, the managers, and then at the bottom, you have all the, I call it the daily grind, the people who are working either an hourly wage or minimum wage even, and the likelihood that they work their way to the top to CEO is usually pretty slim because there's not a lot of room at the top. Usually there's only one CEO. And even to work your way all the way up usually takes years. It's super competitive and it's hard to do that. So what I love about Juice Plus, our structure is kind of the opposite of that. Ours is more of this type of structure where you can see that the top is wide, so there's a lot more room than just one or two positions. Our top position is called a national marketing director. But the great thing I love about our business is we all come in at the same exact level. No matter what your background is or what you've been doing previously for a living, we all start at the same exact level. We all pay the same amount, which is $50 to become a distributor. We all have the same exact marketing plan, and we all learn this the same way. We also have levels, just like a traditional business, to get to the top. And the great thing about this business, the only way that you can work your way to the top is by helping others. And so the more people that we help, the more successful that you're going to be and the quicker you are going to be able to make it to the top. The one thing I want to mention is once you make it to the top of this structure, you have full health benefits, tuition reimbursement, full health, medical, dental, which is pretty amazing. So I'm just going to come back down here. Okay, and so that's the great thing about our structure and why I love it. And then I want to talk to you a little bit about, there's some myths about this business, and a lot of people think that you have to be really good at selling to be successful in this business, and that is also not true. I hate selling. I hate feeling like we're being sold to. You will never have to be pushy in this business. You will never have to compromise your values in this business. What we do is we just share about the products. It's truly a word of mouth business. So just like you would share, like I always tell all my friends about my favorite restaurant or where I get my hair cut or my favorite place to get a manicure or pedicure, that's exactly what this business is about. Basically, you use the product, you share your results, and you just tell people about it. And so when it's really simple to share a product that you fall in love with, and based on the stories that you've heard already today, once you start using the products, I don't know what you're going to feel, but you will feel something, whether it's, better hair or better skin, or your kids don't get sick, or you don't get sick, you heal or recover faster. Everyone will feel something. It's flooding your body with fruits and vegetables. So there's, only good stuff can come from that. And so when you see all these great benefits, you're going to just want to share. And so that's one myth. So you definitely don't need to share. You don't need to sell. What this is, it's a teach-to-teach business. And I like to say you earn as you learn. So I want to show you what I mean by that. So when I came into the business, I was introduced to the business by my friend Amanda. And she introduced me to the business, and originally it was just me. So this is me. And then I introduced the business to my friend Becky. And then Becky introduced it to Allison, who's on the call. Allison introduced it to Ginny and went all the way down. At the same time, after I introduced it to Becky, I introduced it to my friend Stacy. And then Stacy introduced it to her friend Sarge, who introduced it to Kelly, and then that went down. And each one of us introduced it just to one other person. And as you can see, just by me introducing it to one or two people, and then they introduce it to one or two people, you can just see the momentum in this duplication. I call this the popcorn effect. So if you're popping popcorn on the stove and you take the popcorn off, it just keeps popping, and that's the momentum. So next, I just want to show you the power of numbers. So as I said, I just started the business just sharing with Stacy and Becky. So just sharing with two people. Those two people shared with two other people, which then becomes 4 people. If those 4 people share with 2, that becomes 8. So right away, those numbers are growing really quickly. If those 8 people share with 2, it becomes 16. If those 16 share with 2, it becomes 32. If those 32 share, that becomes, I think, 64. My math is a little off tonight. And then it just continues to grow. But now just imagine, instead of sharing with 2 people to start off, you decide to share it with 5 people. And if those 5 people share it with 5 people, because that's how this business works, it becomes 25 really quickly. If those 25 share with 5, it becomes 125. If those 125 share with 5, it becomes 625. And then if those 625 shared with 5, it becomes 3,125, which is a crazy huge business. But what I was trying to show you here is just by sharing with 3 additional people, look how crazy different those numbers are. So just whether you share with 2 and teach those 2 people exactly what someone's going to teach you to do, or share with 5, you can have a really successful business even with, you know, this number or this number or this number. So showing you that, you can see that you do not need to know a lot of people in this business to be successful. It's just really sharing from your heart, and that you don't need to sell or know a lot of people. So those are the big myths about this type of business that I just wanted to go over so you have a better understanding. And so normally we would have someone else share a business story, but since we don't, I am just gonna do a quick little wrap up here. I want to thank you guys for listening tonight, and I also want to thank the people who are on the call who shared their stories tonight. I love hearing all the stories, and the more stories I hear, I just love hearing how wonderful and great everyone's benefits are for their family and their health. So after hearing this, you know how amazing our product is, which makes it really easy to share and recommend. We just want you to kind of dream a little bit bigger and to bring back hope that you do not need to be working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and that there really is a smarter way, and that we have that way. I know this sometimes can sound too good to be true, but just think, what if? What if this is true? So we want to be able to answer all of your questions, and there's no rush. So if whoever told you to get on this call tonight, you can get back with that person. They're going to be happy to answer any questions that you have. Or you can contact anyone who's on this call. So thank you again so much for joining us today, and we look forward to welcoming you into our Good Vibe Tribe.
Thank you, Hillary.